Hello everyone, I'm Alan Cavana, joined by a special guest, the latest winner in the Camping World Truck Series, Ryan Blaney. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on the win. You coming down from that a little bit now after the big win?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, they still got me doing some interview stuff, and that's always cool to kind of see everybody again when I do race hub and stuff, and come around the NASCAR building. So that's very fun. But you know, the guys had a chance to celebrate. They had a Sunday off, so they did that there, but they were hard at work Monday morning.
A lot to talk about, but I want to touch on the biggest story of the week, and that's Tony Stewart's injury. As a young, ambitious race car driver, when you see a driver at the stature of Tony Stewart get injured in a race car, what are your thoughts on that?
You know, stock cars is a dangerous sport. You know, they've done a great job, NASCAR has, of getting us a lot safer in the cars and everything like that, but you know, going off running a sprint car like that, you know, they're not nearly as safe. You know, that really just proves the racer he is, and he wants to race all he can, and I think that's, you know, part of the reason why he's so good is he races 24/7. So, you know, things like that happen, and it's terrible that we've seen so many accidents that have ended up in, you know, pretty bad injuries lately. But you know, that's part of it, and you know, it's an unfortunate deal. But that's the risk that you're willing to take when you go do that.
You have an interesting perspective on this because your father is Sprint Cup veteran Dave Blaney, who's known for racing just about anything at any time. Was there ever a worry, you know, growing up, you know, of him getting injured, or does he worry about that?
I used to worry about it a little bit. You know, when he was getting out of sprint cars, I was really young, so I didn't really be able to go to the racetracks with him. But you know, I really grew up around the stock car scene, and I didn't get as nervous around the NASCAR stuff when he ran. But even when he goes out and run sprint car nowadays, I'll get a little bit nervous, especially in the past few months of what stuff has happened.
Speaking of your father, you said before the Pocono race, you talked about restarts and what if it may come down to a restart in Pocono, and it did. Green, white, checkered. We've seen restarts at Pocono, how crazy they can be. But you brought home the checkered flag. Bring us through that.
You know, really the two restarts leading up to that last one were hectic. You know, we got the lead on the first one, and you know, going all the way to the bottom and being able to take it, and then we had the lead taken away from us there the second one. You know, they started pushing each other like Daytona, and then the last one, you know, luckily someone put it inside the leader and kind of slowed him down and gave me enough room to get in the corner pretty good. So they were hectic, and you know, being the first time at Pocono, I knew they were going to be, just watching video, I knew they were going to be pretty crazy, but actually being there, they're a lot more insane than you think.
The second career win in the Truck Series. The last name Blaney, the tab NASCAR Next, does any of that come with pressure, and is that pressure hard to live up to?
You know, I get asked that question a lot. I've never really felt pressure. It's always really opportunity to prove myself that I can live up to expectations and you know, try to be as good as my dad or better, and try to just you know, overcome all that stuff. So it's really just an opportunity to see what we can do and see what I can do as a race car driver, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to get these opportunities.
You mentioned Brad Keselowski, the owner of your truck. We know what the driver, Brad Keselowski, is like. What is Brad Keselowski, the boss, like? Not
much different than the driver. He's you know, he's not really, you know, I don't really look at him as a boss figure. You know, he's you know, to me, he always acts like a fellow racer and is easy to go talk to. And I think, you know, when you have a race car driver as your boss, when you're driving for him, you know, it's a lot easier than having someone that is kind of away from the sport, just because they know what's going on and they can relate to everything like that. So it's great driving for Brad. I've learned so much from him in such a little amount of time, on and off the racetrack. So I've been fortunate enough to have him there and be able to learn from him.
What's next for you? You know, Camping World Truck Series now. What's down the line for Ryan Blaney?
Well, I hope some nationwide stuff. You know, I think I'll be able to get a couple runs this year. You know, we ran Iowa last minute a couple months ago, and I think I have a couple more lined up for the end of this year. So hopefully we'll keep doing good in the Truck Series and come out of this year pretty good in the points, and then maybe next year something will come in the Nationwide Series.
Ryan Blaney, thank you. The latest winner in the Camping World Truck Series, looking for more checkered flags before the end of the year.